Hey everybody, it's me, Mark Wiggins, the Speaker Man, coming to you live and direct from the Hard Rock Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. Don't even ask. Don't even ask about last night. That's not why I'm here. Listen, I want to talk to you right quick about this thing I've seen walking through the casino, and it just hit me. And I'm talking about applying one thing and putting it to your life. I want to talk about the gambler's mentality. The gambler's mentality. I'm watching. There's people who've been here since last night and the day before on a machine, looking for it, hoping it's going to pay off. They're going to put the time in, the money in, the effort in the belief that they're going to get that win. They're going to get it, and once they get it, they're going to keep going because eventually the odds have to come in their favor, right? They have to. So what are you doing about your dreams and your success and where you're trying to go? Do you have the gambler's mentality? Are you willing to bet on yourself? Are you willing to put the time in, the effort in, the money in for coaching or whatever to get your breakthrough? If you're not willing to do that, dare I say you ain't a gambler and you're not willing to take no risk on yourself. But if you want to get off the bench, only you can make that happen. I'm out. What's up, everybody? I'm getting better at that. Don't judge me on that. Welcome to King Conversations. I am Mark Wiggins. And before we get started this evening, I want to do a couple of housekeeping things. First of all, make sure that you are following us on Instagram at OTB Magazine. It's OTB Magazine on Instagram. Click it, like it, share it, make comments, keep pushing us out there. And if you've not subscribed to the magazine, and once you go to offthebenchmagazine.com, go to offthebenchmagazine.com, and you can register, get your subscription there. It's like, I think it's a whole $37 for 12, 13 issues because I may throw an extra one in there. But anyway, to subscribe to the magazine, we got a lot of good stuff in there. If you were with us last night, on last night's show, like I'm doing this every night, on last night's show, we had Michelle Ayala Rivera Consuego Cantiago on here, and we had a great conversation about wellness and stuff like that, and what she's doing in her world and how she's showing up in our magazine as a contributor, as bringing information to you. And we also had some other announcements, and I'm going to go back to that in a minute, but definitely want to make sure you follow the magazine. Since it's King Conversation, we're talking about the King Conversation Book Project 22. This book project is a labor of love where I'm asking men to contribute to the book. No more than 1,000 words. I want positive message, something that you would share with your son, share with some wisdom, another king, something that someone picked this book up and they needed to feel good about business or feel good about life decisions or marriage or relationship. And you had, from a king's perspective, not just a dude, but a king's perspective, how to handle business and how to get things done. I want you in this book. So if you think it's something that you want to do, inbox me so we can get you the information. We're trying to get this project out on in the month of June, which is King's Month, and we get men's Father's Day. I've already talked about that. It's a whole nother story. But anyway, June is the King's issue. So that issue, much like the women's issue, was pretty much all women except for me. The June issue is we're shooting for an all male issue. So it's a great time for you to get involved. Make sure you pass this on to some people that you know that want to be in the book. Now, that being said, I need to try to be fancy, but I didn't have the skill set to put the pitches up. So next time we do this, I'm gonna have a little bumper. But what we did last night when I was talking to Michelle is her company, Arbonne, is a health and wellness company. Vegan products, everything is whole, natural, good for you. And they focus on gut health. And so what we've done now is I'm partnering with her in the magazine to do the 30-day reset, a 30-day reset where we go in and do stuff differently with protein and detox teas and all that kind of stuff. And if you go back and watch last night's video, I did an unboxing. Of everything we had, walk through the products and what they're going to do. One thing I like about this and why I decided to put this for me to use and bring it onto the magazine platform, a lot of these organizations and things that they do, they just give you the product and say, here, just follow instructions. You're good. It's amazing. We've been around for 100 plus years. True. Her product is she adds teaching and training and the group and the tribe behind you. Michelle is a speaker friend of mine. She's doing a whole lot more with her group to keep you connected. So when you make these lifestyle changes, you're more likely to stick with it if you're with people who are like-minded. If you're with somebody who's doing what you're doing, then you're going to do it. So I'm going to do this quick read right here because this is a real show right now. I got sponsors. Jumpstart your healthy living journey with Arbonne's signature program and #1 best-selling nutrient product set. Our 30 Days to Healthy Living set is designed to act as a reset to establish healthy habits and a healthy lifestyle so you can get more energy, manage weight, and feel fit with clean vegan nutrition. There it is. We're going to be doing that, so we're going to walk along with me as I do that as well. This just in, as I do another commercial read, the scented beard. Now, I don't necessarily have a beard per se. I don't have one of them big full joints right there like everybody else. Some people I know. I got a little beard, but I was contacted by a company, good friend of mine, frat brother, line brother. Started a company, and he's now a corporate partner to Off the Bench magazine and everything I got going on. And his company is called The Scented Beard. The Scented Beard is for men. I guess, ladies, if you want, we'll leave nobody out. Hey, it's for anybody. We got to be probably. I don't want anybody coming at me trying to knock me off my seat, so I'm gonna be politically correct. Anybody who want to use the scented beard for whatever reason you want to use the scented beard, y'all need to get this product. So anyway, the scented beard is designed to improve beard health, stimulate growth, and soften your beard, and inspire to leave your beard smelling absolutely golden. How to use it? You wash your beard thoroughly, put a little moisturizer on it, and wipe it in. That's not a whole lot. Wipe it down and let it do its thing. Now, the scented beard comes in several different smells and scents that women seem to love, and we have unscented. And there's more products coming out. The Scented Beard is about to launch their project, and we will have it in our magazine coming out in April with the links and stuff like that. So, ladies, I've been told, I know you're watching the King Conversation, that, the dudes who wear this, they really like this. So you may want to get this for your king. This is some king stuff right here. So that's what we're doing here with Scented Beard and Arbonne 30-day reset. Let's see. What I want to get to. Talk about the book project, whatever. All right, here we go. We're moving into King Conversation. As you know, this is a conversation by men for men because kings can help kings. The only person to help a king become a better king is another king, because only a king can understand what a king is going through, what they're dealing with, and all the stuff that's going on in life. But every once in a while, we as men need to do a better job of letting our guards down and having conversation. We will get into the discussion of the slap heard around the world later on with our guest today, and I got some thoughts on that. But suffice it to say that person just needed a hug that night, and but I got some thoughts on that. But I want to hear from another king to see what he got to say. So that being said, I'm bringing to the stage. Coming to the stage is my man Kenny Atkinson. Kenny, where you at? Get you unmute yourself there. Unmute you. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Kenny, what's going on?
Man, how you doing? I appreciate you having me on.
Man, Kenny is the bomb. So let me just tell you a brief thing about Kenny. I met Kenny, I don't know, Kenny seems to be what, a week ago?
I know, right?
A week ago, and we had a conversation. Kenny is in the world of ticket sales and entertainment. And we had a meeting because we're making some connections on some business tips and getting things going. And I'm not going to tell Kenny's story because you know what? I don't do bios on my show. Everybody knows that. I don't do it, but I need to tee this up just a little bit. And then I'm turning over to you, Kenny. Kenny had one of those spirits on him, right? You sit down and you just immediately know that this dude is about the business and he got a heart, right? The people about the business ain't got no heart. This dude has a heart and does good business. And so while we were talking, I was like, yo, we need to do this. And we began to do some things. And we'll talk more about that a little bit later. But for now, in King Conversation, what I want to hear from you, Kenny, is tell us who you are. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay. Well, like you said, man, I appreciate you having me on. And likewise, man, it's from the moment me and you connected, it's like we've been knowing each other forever. And I appreciate that. I am a ticket broker. I started selling tickets about, 15 years ago. And it, just started as something to do, something to earn some extra money. And lo and behold, here it is 15 years later, it done turned into a business where as though I can proudly say I've created generational wealth for my family by doing it. Of course, with anything, you got your ups and your downs, your trials and tribulations, your yay sayers and your naysayers, the people that love you today, and then the people that hate you later that same day. You know what I'm saying? But that's just all part of the business. I mean, I think the one thing that I take pride into it is just that building my company, less is more events from the ground up and doing it my way is something that nobody can ever take. And so when I do pass it on to my son or my daughter, then they can platform off what I did and they can do it their way from my way and not from the way that people say it should be. You know? I mean, it might sound
Absolutely.
crazy what I just said, but it means something to me because I planted this harvest and I'm letting it grow the way I want it to grow, you know?
Oh, absolutely. No, it makes perfect sense. I mean, from beginnings, when you say let's make it clear for the kings out here who talking about the hustle. When you say that you were out there building this business, you are saying to me what, Kenny?
Well, like some years back, a friend of mine, he came to me. He was like, I used to work on a loading dock. And my man came to me a couple of years back and he was like, look, man, I got an avenue where as though we can take these tickets and we can sell them on the streets and make money. And at the time, I was just about to have my first child, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, Dad, we need to really create some generational, some money where as though I can make some extra money. And so we started selling football tickets to the Washington football team in the DMV area, selling them on a train, just moving around. And we just built it. We were selling so many tickets, the brand just started spreading about what we were doing on the subway, in the streets, in the neighborhood, or whatever, till it just started taking off. And then we pushed it to different platforms like going to FedEx Field, selling tickets there, hosting events, selling tickets at the events, things like that.
Absolutely. And you know, when we're talking about doing king stuff, right? You're talking about doing it your way. And there's a lot of people out who watch and follow what OTB Mark Wiggins is doing, and I'm a motivational speaker by trade. And everybody is like trying to decide what is the best way. How did you settle in on this is Kenny's way, and the rest of y'all can kick rocks? This is what we're gonna do. When did that happen?
Well, when I started really learning this business, like in the ticket resale game, you got people that's hustling, and then you got really have people that's brokering. And when I learned the difference in being a broker and not just hustling, that's when I learned to do it a way where it was comfortable for me. Because again, everybody got their own method on how to do it. So me being a cat that grew up in the streets of Northwest DC, living the life I lived, I'm like, you know what? I want to do this to fit me. And so to the average person, my business may not make sense to nobody. But guess what? That's what I wanted to do because I had to make it make sense for me to understand. In order for me to run it the best way I can, it got to make sense to me. And
Right.
so if you want to understand how I do it, you got to listen to me teach my way to you. And so just going against the grain, like I don't price my tickets by A to Z. I do by angles. Because again, I'm not a professional athlete, singer, dancer, or rapper. So me trying to sell you on the event is not what I'm trying to do. I tell anybody who sell tickets for me or even my partners, we selling the experience. We ain't selling the event. Jay-Z gonna rap for you. That's what he get paid to do. Be it LeBron James gonna go out there and shoot the three and dunk. That's what he get paid to do. Ours is to give you the best experience from using our service at their event. And
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? A lot of companies, you know what I'm saying, the big boys, TM, the rest of them, they don't do that. They, hey, look, A to Z, pay your service fees, your sales tax, we got your money, we moving on. But
Mhm.
see, we don't do it like that. We'll tell you, yo, you don't want to sit right here. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do that. Because again, we care about you investing in them. Because I think these type of events are an investment. It's an investment in your time, energy, effort, and happiness.
Mhm.
So by us doing that, we let them do, we do our thing with that, and that makes it comfortable for us.
Again, so basically, you're talking about business, the customer service side and the relationship side of business. You're talking about relationships and
Right.
building, and we've had several discussions about your philosophy, which is another reason why I was like, yo, I got to rock with this dude because your philosophy is similar and familiar to me when it comes to taking care of people. So
Right.
explain to again to the kings out here, people listening, what is your philosophy about the way you do your business?
Well, it's just simple. I set my business up where as though to meet people that live at, below, and just above the poverty line. We all know that it's 1.5% of the wealthy in this country. We already know that. And so most of the people, when they start businesses or whatever, they selling to the people they know they got money. But guess what? It's a whole bunch of people that live at, below, and just above the poverty line that like to go out. They like to enjoy themselves, have events or whatever. But some people struggle to make those ends meet. Some people need an opportunity to get on a payment plan, or some people, they would really respect and like the same opportunities that the wealthy get. And so with Lime, that's what we do. We give you the opportunity to enjoy. So for those 3 hours, I got a truck driver with 5 kids that take care of his kids, pay his bills or whatever, but he can barely make ends meet. He want to take his 5 boys to a game, sitting next to a guy who may co-own the team. For those 3 hours, guess what? Those brothers are equal. They the same. They sharing the same experience. You know what I'm saying? And for me, that's a pride thing. I like being there because that gives people the opportunity to say, you know what? At the end of the day, I get to show my son I'm on the same level as this rich guy. I get to show my daughter that I'm on the same level as this person or whatever. And the testimonies that I get on my Facebook page or people that really get down with Lime or call us or whatever, that's what matters the most, more than the money or anything. That's what matters the most, because when I was growing up, I wanted those opportunities. And now that I'm a father, I like being able to give my son them opportunities.
Absolutely. And it's interesting when we talk about opportunities, you were making a real profound statement, and I took it a little differently. You said I'm sitting next to the owner, whoever, high level perceived wise, that we on the same level. And I like to think, to add to that, is like there's no difference
Nope.
between the person sitting where you are, the person sitting over there, because you don't know what they're going through or how they got there either. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of people out here who make high six figures, live paycheck to paycheck. A lot of people out here who don't make a lot of money, live paycheck to paycheck. Bottom line is, we live in paycheck to paycheck. So it's that mindset though. But we get caught up in the show of stuff, right? We get caught up in the other things and realize, oh, we got to do this and the third. I agree. From at my job, we sell tickets. Oh, we want to be down front. I'm like, I'm 6'6". I hate sitting down front because I got no people behind me looking at the back of my head. I hate it. So I like to sit up a little bit and change the view. Oh, that's cheaper. And since when is that a problem?
Exactly.
What is that a problem?
Exactly.
Because like you said, you saw the angles, you saw position, and I agree. Those things, and you can actually do more with the methodology of buying tickets that you have if you're out here trying to go to these events now that we're getting back online.
Exactly. Because see, the thing about it is, I do a lot of stadium studies, and I tell everybody that get down with me, that work with us, that work for me, learn your stadiums. You can't work at a Mercedes Benz dealer and not know how to sell a Mercedes Benz. You know what I'm saying? So if you're trying to sell tickets to Capital One Arena, you got to know Capital One Arena. What's the good angles? What's the bad seats? Where's baseline, center court, half court? You got to know these type of things in order to do it, and that comes in research. It's one thing getting out here and making money, but if you don't practice your craft, if you're a doctor and you don't study new medicine, guess what? You ain't gonna get no patients. Same thing with the ticket game. If you only know one thing, you only gonna get one thing. It's just that simple.
Right.
And so I tell people all the time, just because you in row A and you in row 1, it doesn't mean you always get the best seat. Because if you don't know where the stadium is, how the stadium layout is, and you say you play $500 for a floor seat and you sitting in row A, and the stage is 10 feet tall, guess what? You need a recliner to see that stage now. To see
Right. I want to be down there for a while. I don't be on the floor seat so I can stand all night. I'm not an usher. I didn't go there to stand and work all night.
Exactly. And then you paid $500 and $600 to sit down there. But guess what? The thing about it is, the next day, who are you calling to complain? On the ticket you bought, you calling to complain to me. Well, Kenny, you sold me this, but I tried to. You know what I'm saying? Next time you'll listen. Again, it's just a courtesy that, we offer, that you choose to or you not to, but you can't say we didn't tell you.
Right. Man, definitely. It's just funny you talk about the different industries on the line. I got my home team out there, Brian Leitner in Cleveland. Brian was a teammate of mine. Brian's been selling cars probably since the 8th grade. And now Brian, you punch into the line, Brian. I see you on the text line. Where are you right now? And what do you are the manager, owner of some car dealership. I see his lives on Facebook. But here's my dude right there. We go way back, play ball together, and he sells cars. So he gets what you just said. You need to know about this car. It's the benefits and the features. You just can't be out here talking about, yes, a good car. Do you want it? Right. So you got a lot of good kings online there. Ron Sullivan, my dude, he's on here. What's up, JJ McQueen? Tommy Walker, what's up, Fi? And also all the ladies on the line, the King Conversation. Y'all take good notes tonight. So anyway, back to what we're talking about. So now your philosophy and doing business, Kenny, you I talked about your heart, right? And I think if we're going to be kings in business, if we're going to be kings in whatever we do, you have to have a heart. Talk to me about the things you do through Lime, and we'll talk about your name in a minute, through Lime that speaks to your heart and the give back.
Well, I mean, just being able to give people an opportunity to do something that a lot of them may or may not be able to afford to do. That's the most important thing. Like growing up how I grew up, you know what I mean, the situation here in Northwest DC, when I was growing up in the 80s and the 90s, it was the, crack epidemic. My parents, fell victim to that. So, we had our struggles. And one thing that I would have appreciated as a child going through those situations was an escapism. You know what I'm saying? There was nobody that I knew that looked like me that was coming around. Come on, let's go to and then RFK Stadium, and I'm gonna take y'all to a Redskin game for free, or to, then the first Capitol Center. We're gonna go see then the Washington Bullets for free.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, there was nobody to do that. So when I was able to do it, and now that I'm able to do it, I don't mind giving away 100 tickets to a preseason game. And you'd be like, wow, I've had other brokers and dudes in the ticket business. Oh, Kenny, you crazy? You giving away money? Well, yeah, but at the end of the day, it's giving somebody an experience. Whereas though, if I show you something different, then guess what? That's creating fan loyalty. That's killing the curiosity of the who, what, when, where, and how in my business falls. Like, will this guy rob me? Is his tickets legit? These type of things. But most importantly, it's giving somebody the opportunity to do something they may or may not ever be able to afford to do. And to do that on my dime and to do it consistently is well worth it, man. I mean, from the book bag drives that we do, I give away sneakers. I mean, cases of chicken. We do it. We adopt families for the holidays. I mean, these are all the things, my struggles in my life that I said, if I can help somebody other than my children and my family, because anybody gonna take care of their family, but it take a real person to come out of their own pocket and do something for somebody who they don't know and may not even appreciate you doing it, but just the fact of saying, you know what, I care about you enough to say, even if you don't say thank you, here, man, I'm looking out for you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I dig about the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the part that we talked about it, and you do a whole lot in the community, and you're well connected. Like so, you built your brand. I mean, you at the stadium throwing free tailgates. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So now I'm gonna just go pay my parking ticket and come hang out at your tent. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yep.
I'm not gonna go see the Redskin play or whoever they are at this point. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it until my Browns come to town. But other than that, but those things matter. And again, we talking about community, we talk about building stuff and relationship stuff. Again, this is king level business. This is a different mindset. I'm sure a lot of people you run into, like you said, don't understand what you do, and that's cool because while you're trying to figure it out, I got it going. I don't need to try to explain it to you. If I got to explain it to you, it's just too late. But those are mindset changes that I think when we go into business, we don't. I think we're so focused on making the money, and we're so focused on how to, what's my P&L look like? Yeah, it's gonna be hurting for a minute if you start a business. We got that, and you can do both. I'm not saying one or the other. You can do both, and you should do both. But on a long play, like you said, when they come to your event and you give them tickets, naturally, who the first person I'm gonna think of for the next event that I want to go to that I don't know if I can afford, but let me call Lime and see is it a possibility.
Yep. Because again, they're gonna call me and say, you know what, Kenny, dang, I mean, I had a good time, man. You got any more of those $20 tickets? Because guess what? The average ticket broker or the average cat that's selling tickets, they're not gonna waste their time on a nosebleed seat. But me, I'll get you in the building because again, that experience, that $20 ticket, gonna gain until a $50 ticket and a $100 ticket. And then guess what? Now you got a customer for life because you work with them, they work with you. That's I mean, and if anybody who knows anything about being on the streets or hustling in the streets, you show love, you get love. You know what I mean? The one thing you can't do, and that's just in business in general, is this that, especially in Black business, if you don't have the support of your own community, you have no business. Period. I mean, it don't work like that. If like I'm from Northwest Washington, D.C., certain quarters. My business started with those people there. So when I go back and I get 20, 30, 40 kids, it's because guess what? I'm showing I grew up here, but I appreciate you guys giving me my start here. Rather y'all want me here or not, rather y'all can care less about what I do. my hand is always extended out because I'm forever grateful because Surgeon Quarters led to Northwest, led to Northeast, led to Southeast, led to Virginia, led to Maryland, led to Pennsylvania. All of that started my foundation. You can't build a house on mud. So guess what?
Mhm.
That's what I look at it as being. You know what I'm saying? To the add to the rest of the world, people, this brother talking gibberish, but I live what I say. You know what I'm saying? Like everything I do, whether you like it or not, this is what it is. I mean, I only speak receipts. You want to check my Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, what we do is right there in your face. You know what I'm
The only
saying?
language I speak is receipts. I speak receipts.
Exactly. You know, I meet so many cats that talk, I'm so and so, I'm this, I'm that, I got all this, I do that. But guess what? I'm one of the few dudes that I know that check my resume. You know what I'm saying? So what I say, you know what I mean? Because again, I know everybody don't like what we do. Have I never messed up a ticket order? Yeah. Did I had to learn this business on my own? Yeah. Are there people who don't like Lime? Yeah. But guess what? At the end of the day, 15 years later, we're still here. And there's a lot more people that appreciate what we do than those that don't. And
Mhm.
I dig that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. You're doing the doggone thing. Again, for my main job business, what you did for us is to reconnect us and actually accelerate us into spaces we weren't able to get into. The market had been changing, Live Nation was locking up stuff. I mean, they run the
Mm-hmm.
block
Yes.
and did not understand the business. And so when you meet with somebody, and here's some king information for you right now for those listening. If you're unwilling, where's my cup? Because that's my word of the year is willing. If you're unwilling to learn something new along the way, you'll lose flat out.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time you figure it out, you're gonna take so many L's, unnecessary L's. Again, you pushing 50 plus. I don't need to take as many L's I used to take. Just listen a little bit and
Mm-hmm.
understanding the business. I knew just enough to know that this ain't right. I don't quite how to crack the code. I've been saying this for years. And here you come and you sit down and go, oh, you ain't got to crack the code. Just press this button right here. Open sesame. And I'm like, what in the hole? What? Oh, shit. Here we go. Here we go. And so now from that point on is like doing this thing. And we're excited about it. Again, some others coming down the road. But I think it's, again, for King conversation out there, find you some like-minded folks, get you a mentor, get you some people that you can work with and rock with that's going to elevate you, right?
Of
You can
course.
only coach somebody up to the level that you on. Me,
Mm-hmm.
I continue to try to raise my level, right?
Of
I'm gonna
course.
bring people up, but I need to keep pushing my level up, and that's what I
Of
got
course.
when I connected with you. Is you raised me to another level and open up another deal. So to everybody out there, the king part of this is find some people that you deal with. So Kenny, like who is your mentor? Who we talked about who taught you the game early, but who are you dealing with now that you will see as mentor type person?
I would say right now it would be like Gabriel Membro, um, Arthur Jarrett, um, the brothers of Ticket Business, everybody in Minority Ticket Group. My whole, and most importantly, let me start off by saying this. My core members of Lime, my wife Shawnee, my DJ F, Miss Asia, my lodging coordinator, you know what I'm saying? My son, my daughter, and my mother. Cause I mean when I first started Lime, I remember sitting on the edge of the bed and when I came up with this game plan, I'm like, Mom, you know something? I feel like I want to do this. And me and her sitting there, and she's like, well, baby, look, if this what you want to do, then damn it, I'm with you. And
Right.
then we've been rolling since then. You know, I mean, just those people like Gabriel Membro and Arthur Jarrett really have been teaching me the game from not only just the ticket business, but from the black ticket broker business. And they're like, Arthur Jarrett been in this business for 40 years, for a long time. He was one of the only major black ticket brokers in the world.
Mhm.
And you know what I'm saying, for him to the stuff that me and him talked about from not being able to buy inventory for the Rolling Stones at one point in time because of the color of his skin, to things like that, to to being excluded from bidding on Super Bowl tickets. Things like that is what we don't have to go through now, me, Gabriel, and the brothers that come behind him. And so to hear those type of stories, it may not sound or mean much to anybody who's not in this industry. But the stuff that I go through on a daily, being a black ticket broker and not being seen as a hustler or a bootlegger, is a big thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't wear suits and ties. I don't feel like wearing that all the time. Every time you see me, I got on a different piece, Jesus piece, chain, or whatever. I'm laid back. But I know about PSS. I know about buying inventory. I know how to price inventory. I know the market. I can talk with anybody in Ticketmaster, Vivid Seats, whatever you want to go to about the business side of tickets. But you know what I'm saying? But when you see a black ticket broker, the first thing you think of, oh, he's standing in front of Capital One Arena selling tickets. No, that's not what we do. You know what I'm saying? It's not what we do, you know?
Yeah, no, and again, teach and preach, because what people don't understand is like the difference. You didn't even know what a broker was. We know what brokers are, but we didn't ever put it to what ticket industry, because it's an industry. It's not just something you do. It is an industry. It's
Of course.
major, you know.
Of
And
course.
again, as you broke it down, and confirm what I was believing and thinking, yeah, it's major. It's major. It's
Of
major to
course.
the point we talking about the venues rented, the teams are renting the venues. You think they own it? No, they just leasing that joint out, a la FedEx Field. You think they own that joint? The church owns all that land up there, do they not? Does the
Just
church not
about
own most of that land
half
up there?
of
Right?
it. Just half of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything on the left side of Arena Drive, they own Jericho Church own. You know, so you
Right.
would think
Right.
you would think that the Washington football team do, but they don't. You know, I
Mm-mm.
mean, again, you would think that they own FedEx Field, but they don't. They rent it. Just like, you know, you rent a venue or hauled up to host an event that day, every Sunday they have to rent FedEx Field.
Yep, they rent it, and the church is there for offering every Sunday for their parking.
Exactly, right?
They're gonna get that
Exactly.
offering. That's how they able to buy the block. They own half it when they got there. But anyway, that's the part of the business side. Again, for those who trying to go into business, you need to learn your industry, right? You need to be the SME, the
You have to.
subject matter expert. And that's who I
Right.
got on the line tonight. Mr. Kenneth Atkins is the SME when it comes to this game. And he's willing to teach. And I did like the fact that you open up your heart and help kids and the community. Like you didn't forget that part, right? And you go through. I think we do that. We do that a lot. We'll get to somewhere and forget how to get back to where we came from. Not now you can't get back to where you came from. You can't take me to the street. You can't take me to nothing, and you don't want to talk about it. Why? I don't know. When I go back home to Cleveland, I can take you to Jefferson. I can take you to Girard, to President's Row. I go home often. I walk those streets and I go, this is where you have come from. This is what you did. You were on this blacktop. You were playing with people like Brian Leitner, White Cat across town. The first time we met, he lived across the neighborhood across Broadway from us for years. We didn't know Brian. He went to the private school. I'm talking smack, Brian. You went to the private school. But when Brian came to Maple Heights, he was one of the boys. And we went and won a championship with dude. That's what I'm saying. You got to go back to, and don't ever forget where you come from, because it shaped you, right? Whether it's a motivator, whether it was a negative motivation or a positive motivation, it is a motivator. You know,
Right.
you said something very interesting before. I want you to get into that. You speaking of motivation, there's something that drives you, Kenny. I get tired of your text at 2 in the morning. And I just lay down and run. Text at 2 in the morning, talking about some doggone tickets. What drives you, Kenneth? What really drives you?
You know, the one thing that drives me the most is, out of all the things, you know, of course, I want my family, you know, my son, my daughter, my wife, and my moms, and my sisters, my brother, niece, and nephews, all my family be healthy and prosper in life. But the one thing that drives me the most is waking up and I'm right back in surgeon quarter product again. Like I never progressed out of that situation. That scares me more than anything, simply because that's somewhere I never want to go back. You know what I'm saying? I never want to go back. I never want my son to experience some of the stuff that I had to experience growing up. I never want my daughter to experience that. And thank God, knock on wood, they won't. But you know what I'm saying? And I fear for that, just because there are kids who living like I had to. And they may not, you know, again, there was no me that I knew growing up, but now they know of me growing up. So, you know, it's just those things. That's the thing that scares me the most, man. It's just waking up and this is all a dream. And there was no progression, that I'm still in the same situation. I know it might sound bugged out to the average person or whatever, but that's just my own things. Like, that's what scares me the most, you know?
Right, right. And again, as we talked before, I really don't give a damn if it's bugged out. It's yours. And so when I speak to you, what I'm trying to filter is your drive, what's driving you, and then turn around to what's driving me, right? I had this phrase, it's called, my dreams are just as stupid as yours. Now, that's a hurtful statement. Your dreams are stupid. Kenny, your dreams are stupid to be a ticket broker, ticket king. It's stupid. Well, it's only stupid to me because I don't know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So everybody has something in them that doesn't make any sense. to anyone else, but doesn't make it less valid. It is completely valid. And that's what you've been saying. That's your drive. And when you said that, I was like, damn, I mean, you're so far away from that. Da, 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 da. But that's me projecting onto your stuff.
Right.
I had to turn around, okay, what drives Mark, right? What drives me? What gets me up in the morning? What gets me off the bench? Got a whole magazine behind it. I've been speaking on it for years. What gets me off the bench? And it is almost something similar to what you say.
Yep.
Right? Having lost a business, like you talk about it, lost it all and trying to get back. You don't ever want to wake up and be in that position. And the only way that you can really get there is if you don't keep moving forward.
Exactly. I never stop. That's why you get those text messages at 2 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, that's why I'm up pricing shows at 2 in the morning. And it ain't you. My guys tell me the same, like, dog, do you ever stop? You know what I'm saying? Like
no.
Exactly. Nope. Because every time my son comes and tell me he needs some sneakers, or my daughter want to do this, or my wife telling me about something she wants, you know what I'm saying? I know, hey, look, I got to get it. You know what I'm saying? I got to get it. So,
absolutely. Absolutely. No, don't stop. You know what I'm saying? And more importantly, as again, King Conversation and real talk, you're not just going, you're grabbing and pulling people who will come along. You ain't forcing nobody.
Right. No.
You're right.
No.
If you're willing to walk and run, I got you. If you ain't willing to walk and run, please let go of me and stop dragging me down. I got things to do. I got things to do. I think we need to be like that to one another. Like, yo, bruh, love you to death, but you full of shit right now. You're not even doing, you don't do nothing. You're not trying to stop me from doing what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? The best thing you can do for me is not to say anything.
Man, Mark, I get it all the time, man. Oh, Kenny this, Kenny that, so and so, blah, blah, blah. But my thing is, I give people jobs. You know what I mean? The people that I got selling tickets for me on the streets, this is some of the income, the only income a lot of brothers and sisters have. You know what I'm saying? When these people that serving hot dogs and hamburgers at my event, the guy who driving my shuttle buses, the people that help make these goodie bags for the kids that we give out, toys to, and when my daughter and my little nieces are passing out food when we doing these community days, this is some of the only income that I out of the 60, 70 people I got working for me, they have. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I take pride in it because, and that motivates me as well too, because when I stop, their things stop and they depend on me. You know what I'm saying? And to give people those opportunities that a lot of people won't. I got brothers who, fresh out of jail who sell tickets for me that can't get a job anyway. They made mistakes in life, can't get a job anyway. I got sisters who might be on welfare who can't get a babysitter, but she can negotiate a ticket deal for a percentage. That means something to her. It may not mean nothing to, the average person, but somebody who ain't got it, it mean a whole lot. And I tell cats all the time, my one thing that I say, and you heard me say it enough, Mark, you want to learn this business or you want to hustle? You know what I'm saying? You want to learn this business.
Break it down, Ken. Break it down for the people. Tell them the difference.
If you want to hustle, and this is for anybody, the brother you said that sell cars, the sister who does anybody who has a business, understand, especially when it's people that want to know how you got where you at. Do you want to learn this business? Are you really willing to put in the work at 2:00 in the morning, pricing shows and texting Mark? Are you really willing to go to a show and a concert and not be there for the show and the concert, but learn in the stadium? You know what I'm saying? Because my wife will tell you, we go to concerts all the time, and I'm recording, I'm talking, I'm doing voice videos. I sent you enough of them. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. Because again, this is all part of learning this business. Now, if you just in it for the money and you trying to hustle, look, bro, go ahead and pass out these flyers, get you some clientele. Here go 50 tickets. See me when you get done. Thank you so much. Go buy you some sneakers. You know what I'm saying? That's just being, it sound cocky, but it's being real. And my whole thing is, it's a difference in hustling and build. It's a difference between the dude on the block and Pablo Escobar.
Right.
It is.
King statement. That's a king statement right there. Absolutely.
It really is. It's a dude that is a big difference in the guy who owned the corner bodega and the guy who owned Walmart. You know what I'm saying? It's a big difference. And not saying that the dude that owned the bodega is hustling, but it's different levels to everything you do. And with tickets, I'm just saying, hey, listen, if you want to get in here, you just want to make a couple of dollars and you need some money to eat, I understand that. I've been there. Come on, I got you. But if you're really trying to invest yourself, time, energy, and effort, that's just like going to school to be a doctor. Doctors never stop learning. Lawyers never stop learning because guess what? The game always changes. Basketball players don't get better. You know, Mark, you play basketball. If you don't polish your skills, they diminish. You never, I was, a 4-star recruit and I'm going to stay like that forever. If you don't practice, get in there, work out, learn how to rebound, run gases and all that other stuff, guess what? Your 4-star going to be 2-star. You know what I'm saying? You don't ever get complacent. And that's what the thing in business. Some cats think that I'm here. I want to get the money. I want to be a king, but I don't want to work to be a king. You know what I'm saying? And everything you do take work. You know what I'm saying? I tell cats all the time, I make this look good, but you don't see what I do behind closed doors. Like you said, 2 a.m. I ain't doing that just for fun. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It got to be done.
Absolutely.
It's real.
That's now that you've heard some king conversation. And again, this is the piece I love what I do in Time to the Magazine. And again, your vibe back to what I'm doing over here is because this information coming from different places and different unlikely sources, right? Like, who would have known that this exists, and who would have known that someone like you is out here just doing the doggone thing and is not even giant in the game. You know what I'm saying? From what you were telling me, again, these things can be done by anyone, anywhere, in any platform, what they want to do in their life, if you are willing.
Yep.
Period.
I learned it. Because I honestly, I never heard of being a ticket. I knew dudes that were ticket scalpers. I knew dudes that were ticket hustlers. But to learn how to be a professional ticket broker was something I never heard of in my life. Until another brother showed me. We were buying so many tickets and selling so many tickets that we were buying tickets off the secondary market and flipping them. And this one guy, and I'll never forget this brother as long as I live, he told me, he said, "Man, you must be a ticket broker." And I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm just buying tickets and we just flipping them." He was like, "Man, you doing this ass backwards." He told me that flat out. He said, "Man, look, when I get off work, call this number and I'm going to show you how to get in the game." And I never met this brother, didn't know him from anything. And he showed me, like, get a broker's ID number, get sponsored by a ticket company, learn how to business, learn how to price, learn how to format. Now you in the game as a ticket broker instead of just being a ticket hustler. And you'll see the difference in money, respect, and those people from the venues, teams, artists, whatever, they're gonna sought after you opposed to you chasing them. And that's what happened.
Definitely. See, this changing the mindset, like you said, to do a simple perspective change and sliding over. I do the same thing in retail, right? When I took over, I run, the gift shop that I run, and I got hired in. I had the retail experience. Everybody before me their spouse worked at the building, they got the job, and they just made it nice, and let's just make a little bit of money. I came in and go, there's 2 ways to make the money up in here. We're either gonna raise the price or we're gonna lower the cost. Right? I can't take it any much higher because we already high, so I need to lower the cost. So I began to take products and shop them, and came in. It was so funny. Quick story. So I was dealing with this one vendor, and we're buying. I'm carrying in my store probably in the neighborhood of 5,000 different products, right? And so this one company got 70% of my floor. We made one phone call, and they were supplying my whole store. Oh, we was buying yachts for her, food for her kid, put them through college, put them through good counsel, all that good stuff. And I took one of her products. I got on the phone and did what I was taught to do. Hey, I need this made. What you got? How much you gonna charge it for? I want an apples to apples comparison. I don't want, He came back with a price point. I was like, what the hell? I took it back to her. I said, thank you for your services. And I no longer need you. Well, I want to bid on the project. I said, if you weren't giving me your best price in the beginning, I can't deal with you right now. I can't trust you. You're out. Man, she was all kind of hurt. And all of a sudden, the profit margin started going up. Why? Because I lowered the cost, because I understood the retail game. I am a SME when it comes to the retail game. Right? But like you're saying, you have to get out there and learn that thing. I go to shows. I go traveling. Mark, what are you in Vegas for? I'm here for a show. I'm here to learn. I'm here to talk to the manufacturer. If I can get the middle people out of the way and get to the person who put the fabric on the machine and charge the same price point, I just increase my margins. So anyway, it's the same concept.
Yeah, that's just like the story I told you about us being in Vegas. Like every year we go to, broker conferences all over the country. And this guy, and I'm pretty sure everybody who does business, all the brothers and sisters who listen and watching this video, especially the ones who you know personally that support you, you know what I mean, can know and listen. This one brother, this Indian guy, told me this, and I will never forget this as long as I live. He told me, he said, Kenny, you think you and Lime are hot right now. He said, let me tell you something. This is something you need to know that I feel like you're missing. With black entertainment, especially you black people, and he said that, the consumers and the resellers, as you black people, you know how we see you folks? We see you people as this. You think the gold standard of entertainment is Jay-Z, Beyonce, and LeBron James. That's what y'all think the gold standard is. She was like, suppose if I told you that I paid Jay-Z to come rap, Beyonce to sing, and LeBron James to dribble a basketball. I'm paying them to do this. Guess who's going to pay me for the privilege to see them sing, dance, rap, and basketball? Who you think making the money? Who do you think is making the money, them or me? And when he told me, he say, now the thing about it is, what you don't get, what I'm trying to tell you is, the person who has the inventory is the person who makes the money. And when I realized that, you got the inventory, you got the power. You know what I'm saying? You can hire Beyonce all day, but if she ain't got nobody to sing for, it's a wasted show. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can, you know what I'm saying? The Lakers can come play anywhere in the world, but ain't nobody in Capital One Arena. It is what it is. Because guess what? LeBron and them got a set price. But you can make top dollar, you can make no dollar. You control the inventory. And he was like, I get that, when he's saying, like, it's just black people, we treat you guys as consumers. And you're going to pay us for the privilege to ingratiate the people that you think are on top of the game, in which they are. But guess what? They have a boss, and primarily it's one of us. And he was like, you can be one of us hiring them. And when I thought about it, I'm like, wow, that changed the game for me. You know what I'm saying? It changed the game for me. I'm like, okay, now I get it. The power's in who got the inventory. Just like with real estate, the more you own, the more equity you got and all that other stuff. It's the same in the ticket game. That changed my whole perspective of everything.
Oh man, that was phenomenal. Because here's the thing about that whole scenario. We talked about this before. For my other kings out here, you would have missed that whole conversation because you got stuck on your people, them, y'all, this, that, third, and the other, and you forget you're talking to somebody who's from India. They talk a little different. They got you missed the point. You missed the point. The point was simply this: he who has inventory controls.
Yep.
That was the point. And you're going to do that, you might as well control the inventory. Everything else was irrelevant.
Yep. Everything else is irrelevant. That's just like with a lot of stuff. When you think those wars overseas about geopolitics and all that, it's about oil. Whoever owned the oil, whoever owned the gold, whoever owned all that stuff, they control everything, man. I mean, I know, a lot of people don't like to touch stuff like that, but that's just real, man. I mean, that's the source of everything. What you own, what you have, especially if it's of value, you control things, man. Period, point blank.
Point blank, absolutely, man. Kenny, you be dropping them bombs and gems, man. Let me tell you something. This brother talk to you. We have to carve out an hour every time he calls. So I don't call him every day. He'll talk to me for an hour, and we'll drop them gems and that knowledge. But that being said, I really appreciate coming in. We're gonna switch subjects here in a hot second. But before we switch over, do want to announce at this moment, at this time, and because if I'm getting involved with something, you need to hear about it. And if I'm getting involved with it, you know that it's legit. Is that now OTB Lifestyle has been formed, the tickets and events. So now you can also get your tickets and events through us. I got a little got the Facebook page. If you look up right now, OTB Lifestyle tickets and events, you can go ahead and join the page. We got some concerts and shows up there. And this is who I'm dealing with. I'm working with Kenny. He's teaching me the game because I want to bring that value to my readers, my subscribers. And if you're a subscriber to OTB, there's a special thing we're going to do for you later on. We'll send it to you in an email. I'm going to tell everybody because everybody in a subscriber. It is what it is. But nonetheless, we're bring some access and stuff. And it's more than just the tickets, right, Ken? It's packages, it's games, opportunities. When I was in Cleveland, shouts out to the Cavs, I was in Cleveland for the All-Star game. I met dude 2 weeks. I was like, man, I could have called you before for real, and get in the game. So through the magazine, because we're talking about motivation and lifestyle, this is now adding to what we're going to be doing. Now, people are starting to, Kenny, ever since we've met, And I'm gonna just put that out here. And some of the things have been coming this direction because it's in time. A lot of stuff has been out there, but the right things haven't shown up yet. Relationships, partnerships, people buying into the magazine, people advertising and writing and changing their stories inside my magazine has increased. Like I started show, got beard stuff coming. I got, doing this weight loss, weight health thing because, it's important, right? And I'm going to continue to meet and greet and come around, surround myself with people who are about their business. And you are now considered to be one of those people. So I appreciate you and your company and the opportunity to rep for you here in the area. So stand up, Cleveland, here we come. I got Browns tickets. Anyway, let's go. Let's move on to the next topic. I want to talk. Let's talk about the slap heard around the world. Kenny, what you got to say about what happened at the Oscars from the King's perspective? We having King conversation. I want to hear what you got to say about what happened.
Well, I mean, I know. I mean, as for me, I was the kind of guy I am. First of all, I ain't gonna let no man. Hey, look, I'm not gonna let no grown man slap me, and it's just not gonna happen. I understand the professionalism and the standard of of professionalism Chris Rock was trying to display, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I kind of look what Will Smith does too, because I'm like, dang, I mean, I don't think that if somebody was sitting there clowning my wife, I could just take it on the chin like that myself neither. Now, what I would have went up and smacked him? Probably not. I probably would have checked him. But again, you got to look at it like this too. How many people actually afraid of Chris Rock? I mean, Chris Rock ain't no imposing dude. I mean, come on now. I mean, you got to keep it a buck all the way. I mean, Chris Rock, you ain't gonna be okay. Chris Rock is somebody you feel like you can walk up to and smack. Now, where he would have done that to, where he would have done that to LL Cool J, would he would have done that to Jay-Z? Would he would have done that to, anybody who, and again, he could sit there and say what he wants. But at the end of the day, most dudes pick and choose their battles. You know what I'm saying? Most dudes pick, and Will Smith ain't just no flat out animal. Now, if you're just an animal and you just gonna go hard like that, then so be it. And I understand that every man gonna go hard for their wife, but still, some dudes, hey, look, babe, hold up. Let me pull this brother to the side because he look crazy. Or this dude 6'6", 350, nothing but muscle. You know what I mean? I mean, you gonna stay in your lane with certain stuff. But when you see Chris Rock up there, you going, oh man, nah, I'm gonna do that to him. But then on the other side, I'm looking like, if that was Jerry Seinfeld, would he would have said that to him? Would he would have smacked Jerry Seinfeld? Would he would have smacked Adam Sandler? Wow. He would have still been there talking. He would have still been there being the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, because guess what? Jerry Seinfeld and them get them checks written. Chris Rock trying to get a check like he get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Those are things that, yeah, it was kind of a sucker move, but I understand why he did it. But at the end of the day, it's like who you did it to, because it could have been anybody else. You know what I'm saying? It could have been anybody else, and I don't think he would have done that. You know what I mean? Because that ain't the first Jada Smith joke, especially with all that other stuff. The entanglement. It's been entanglement jokes for 5 years. He smacked everybody for one of those. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would have been more mad at somebody telling me it's another dude hitting my wife and I know about it than somebody, you know what I mean, talking about her having a bald head. I mean, me personally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to be mad at one thing, you got to be mad at everything. Maybe it was a buildup of him being clown about somebody hitting your wife and you know about it and she telling you about it. Could be, I mean, it's both. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but at the end of the day, he had the right person. Because again, you ain't gonna walk up on somebody that you know gonna buck back. Chris Rock ain't gonna buck back. It's just not what it is. And I ain't saying Chris Rock no sucker. I ain't never met him. I don't know him. Right. I'm just saying out of his person, Chris Rock ain't the type of dude that's gonna throw them. He ain't gonna throw them jumps with you. But you got some brothers in Hollywood. Most of them like, nah, Slim, it ain't going like that. Fresh Prince of nothing. Fuck that. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. I mean, it's just the truth.
Absolutely, 100%. I agree. I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Could he have walked up and smacked you like that? You know what I'm saying? Could he have walked up and smacked you like that, and then sat back down and talked and wait?
Right. You may get one in. What you're not gonna do is trying to stroll off like you want a photo shoot,
like
bro.
it's nothing. You just gonna smack me and then go sit down? Nah, dog.
Coming
But
off
see,
the
you can
stage.
do that to Chris Rock. You can do that. But then again, if that was Patton Oswalt or Adam Sandler, he wouldn't have been able to walk up on that stage like that. Because security would have stopped him. If that's just 100, man, just keeping it a buck, man. I mean, of course, you're going to have people say what they want to say. I'm a nobody, but I'm a realist. And I mean, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? If it was Chris Rock disrespecting my wife, I would have chin checked him too. Because Chris Rock, what, 38 pounds, 140 pounds, soaking wet? You know what I'm saying? He still he looks like a more, he looks like a more successful version of Pookie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he does. I mean, he's a cleaner version of Pookie. No disrespect, but it is. So who gonna be afraid of Pookie? Nobody afraid of Pookie. But like I said, you get LL, he in shape, he swole, he from Queens. Now let LL say that joke. See what happens. Mama said knock you out. Well, Mama said whoop that ass. That's just what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mama said whoop that ass.
You'll think 4 or 5 good times before I run up in there. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a valid point. And I thought about from that perspective about who the mark was up on stage. And you go up there and do that, and he didn't swing back, you know, whatever the reasons is, and then you go sit down like nothing ever happened. And the whole night went on like nothing ever happened. Like it was just like I got up and got a beer and came back. That's what that looked like. And what bothered me about this, first of all, from Mark's position as king, that was some bullshit. That was weak ass. You got up and went on stage to do something because of a joke. And now we will move to the side that it was not a good, tasteful joke. And yes, you got an issue, and yes, it's all real. I get that. But from a perspective that I sit from, it would have been more kingly when you looked over, because when you was Kiki and Ha-Han while he was rolling, and you looked over at your wife, and she looking like this MFer right here, you need to get up and, because you wouldn't even sitting there, go over and say, baby, you all right? You good? I mean, you know what? You're right. Just hold a hand. Just sit next to her and shut that down. And then you both look at him like, are you absolutely out your mind? Because nothing hurts a speaker or a comic more than dead-ass silence.
Mm-hmm.
If no one had a laugh, it was a nervous laugh. And everybody's laughing, looking back at them and see how they responded. And we got this look like, okay, we're going to see about this a little bit later. Then you handle it afterwards. That whole, for me, I was defending her honor and this, that, and the third. Did she ask you to go do that? Nah. Did she say, babe, get up and go slap the crap out of him, slap his taste out the left side of his face? Did she say that? Because she's now embarrassed and you are now the butt of, I heard on Fox Radio this morning, we slapping stuff like, they joking him. I'm saying, now you a joke.
Exactly. And the thing about it is, black women, from what I know, the one thing that black women wanted the most, especially from black men, is to feel safe and secure. They want us to make them feel secure, protected, safe. You know what I'm saying? And I learned from reading books like Hugh Master Killer Meets Master Killer, my old self versus my young self. Kenny in his 20s would have been wilding out. Kenny in his 40s, now I'm like, you know what? Let me check this dude, but I'm going to do it in a different way. Let me pull this dude. Hey, look, Slim. You know what I'm saying? That what you said about my wife is some bullshit, but this is a me and you conversation. It ain't for everybody else, because guess what? At the end of the day, we all being judged the same way. America sees black people
speaking mine, can't speak in mine on my show.
They all see us the same. So it ain't no difference. Will Smith and Chris Rock are liked more by them, but I'm gonna be honest, they still, at the end of the day, if something go wrong, you still will be one of us, and they still see us all the same. So it's right when they say Questlove won an award, and guess what? That was overshadowed by that. Nobody else award that was won was overshadowed but Questlove's. Why? Because the connection of all of us being black. That's the ignorant stuff. But guess what? At the end of the day, Chris Rock laughing all the way to the bank, because now every one of his shows just sold out. Because they're going to be waiting to hear slap jokes. They're going to be waiting for him to talk about being slapped. Every one of his shows across the country done sold out.
He got a shirt made till I got slapped. I mean,
exactly.
He's going to turn this into, he actually, and I'm going to give him credit, because what he did afterwards, be able to pull it together and crack a joke, because that's how you handle it. That's how we handled it. I'm going to laugh my way out because I'm pissed and embarrassed. Where's my security? Now, you walk up there with nothing, but anybody got no guns, all the guns outside with the security team.
Exactly.
So, but we're gonna rumble. But here, the aftermath of him getting up and then and making his little speech and whatever. I'm reading his book, Will. And interesting that I'm reading it because it gave you a little bit more insight. Like this is probably what he does, who he is. No knock, still love him. I mean, he's great. In the book, there's two occasions where Jada speaks about or he speaks about, it's his book, where he did something on the behalf of Jada, thinking this is what she wanted, and it was over the top. And she walked in, that's not what I wanted. Missed the mark. Bought a big house, 250 some odd acres, trying to be like on Dallas and have a horse and everything. She gonna love it. She gonna love it. Missed the mark. Why? Because it became about him. Him getting up out of that seat and going to that stage no longer made it about protecting my wife's dignity. It was about him. Well, I'm up now. Now I got to follow through because I've been a punk. And this talks about in this book about him being scared and all. And again, I commend him for sharing his soul in the book, but I'm now judging you by that because you just did it again. You did it again. And we human, we're gonna make mistakes. And I'm praying everything works out because now what I want now is the same energy you slapped that tastes out of Chris Rock's mouth to fix it. As a black man, as a king, I need you to fix it. Not
to cut you off, bro. You gotta think. I don't know how many of your people that's listening or your subscribers. I'm gonna give you a hood lesson, and all of us know this. The ones that's real. You ever notice how, and the people that really understand me can understand this. And I know this ain't just a Northwest DC thing. You know what I'm saying? You got some dudes that got a loud voice in a crowd of their homies. Then you got some dudes, you put them in another neighborhood and you don't know that they're there. Mm-hmm. Now you get what happened with Will Smith. Mm-hmm. If it was not on national TV and if it wasn't Chris Rock, would his voice been that loud? Because again, like I said earlier, it's a whole lot of opportunities. And I don't know Will or Jada. You know what I'm saying? Again, Will Smith has done things I would never do in my life. He done seen money I'd never see. He done accomplished things, fantastic actor, the whole nine, stuff that I never would be able to do. But at the end of the day, what he did do was pretty much that. What I'm just saying, he was putting on a show for his homies. Because that ain't him. You know what I'm saying? That ain't him. You can't be a gangster from 9 to 5 and then from 5 to 9, you're a good guy. Don't work like that. You know what I mean? Mobb Deep said it best, and I hope the brothers from Mobb Deep listening so you can get an endorsement from them. It ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. And that was one of those moves. I'm a gangster because I feel like it today, but then next week I'm gonna be endorsing Independence Day 6. Nah, dog, don't work. It don't work like that, bro. Don't work like that, bro. Nah, that's how a lot of boys get killed, man. I'm serious, man. That's stuff like faking. Fronting. That, you know what I mean? In my thing about what's beef. Prime example.
What's beef?
Prime example. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can't shoot me, but then when the police come, you putting down your gun. Why you ain't show that same energy when you was against the police that's willing to kill you and you killing people that look like you? But when another man comes, you putting your gun down. Okay, officer, you got me, but I done killed 8 people that look like me. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't put your gun down for this man mama, but here come the police. Now you putting your gun down. You're going to get the same time.
Right.
If
you can get
make it out, you still going to get the same time. So show that same energy to somebody else, you know what I mean, who got the same weapons as you.
Mm-hmm. That is 100%. That's 100%. Yeah, and then that's
again, keeping it a buck. You know, I'm just keeping it a buck.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had, Kareem don't ever weigh in on any topic. He wrote a masterful piece about the impact and result of what's happening, what is now going to happen, and the unintended consequences of like missed opportunities and this and the third. People sat back and watched that and had no issue with what went on that stage when it came to us. No. Like you said, had it been the other way around, a half and half or the other way, it'd have been all over. It'd have been a rap, get him out of here, give me the Oscar bag, all that kind of stuff. Like, no, you know what? It just like Kareem said, it was reinforcing the stereotypes that we've been trying to beat, that you have beat. And I'm not trying to say you're perfect, and I get it. And everyone has their moment. I got it. I'm not asking you to be perfect, but I'm just simply saying you took a moment away from a whole lot of folks by that action, especially much as we talked about Venus and them daddy and how he was getting down. He you know what I'm saying? He did what he had to do for his kids, and that was his story that you won that Oscar. It wasn't your story; it was his story, and he didn't get the full effect from that because they can't talk about it because it's now about you again. So that's that third thing. You made it about you. And as kings, we got to be careful about making stuff about us that ain't about us.
Because there's somebody else coming behind you, man. They need that same opportunity. Because again, if we don't leapfrog each other, guess what? We're never going to progress. If it stop at you, it's going to end at you. Can't you know what I'm saying? If it stop at you, it's going to end at you. So it got to be. It's going to be another Mark Wiggins. We wanted to be another Mark Wiggins. We wanted to be another Kenneth Atkinson. We wanted to be another Will Smith. It need to be another Questlove. It need to be another Martin Luther King. It need to be another Tamika Mallory. It need to be another Roland Martin. You know, these are the people that we need to keep that leapfrogging thing. So, I mean, when it cuts off, when that stuff cuts, when you make it about one thing and one person, it dies. You know what I'm saying? It dies. The maturation of life, man.
Yeah, and all that being said, because I know my mama on the line, there's grace, there's forgiveness, and like I said earlier, what I want to see now is that same energy to restoring and repairing, and let our kids see what it looks like to recover from a mistake. What does it look like to recover? Because that's the real king shit, is to be able to do that. I apologize to you by a tweet. We had somebody run a whole country by a tweet. I need you to go to him, face up, square up, live, apologize, and watch out where it comes flying to you next because you owed something. That's what I would like to see. I know it's not going to happen, but the bigger lesson, the bigger growth moment now lies after the action. What are you going to do about it? And I don't want to see a new movie popping off. You know, you got your show out and whatever. I don't want to see no new movie. I know Chris is on tour. He's going to talk about it and make his money. I want to see black men handle and kings handle business and say, you know what? It was a mess up. Because we'll do that. They will be hanging out and getting drinks together. And like it nothing ever happened. That will happen. You know what I'm saying? We do that. We get mad. Man, my boy. We square it up. We send it up. We finish it up. It's buried. Let's move on. But
I'd rather them do it the way they should have did it in the beginning, between them. You know what I'm saying? Not in the media. You don't have to send a tweet. You ain't got to go on none of these talk shows or whatever. Hey, look, Chris, I got a problem with what you said, dog. Look, stop disrespecting my wife, bro. She going through enough. We've been through enough. Que sera, sera. That could have been done after the show. So guess what? It wasn't. It was on TV or whatever. That's what it is. So now, instead of putting it on live and being on TV and have every 1,000,000 media platforms, radio stations, whatever, talking about it, they need to get together. Hey, look, man, meet me at XYZ radio, at XYZ restaurant, or meet me on my private jet. Let's just fly up in the air. Me and you chop it up. And then the next time somebody see us, we ain't got to talk about this no more, because as long as me and you fixed it, it's already out there. As long as me and you fixed it, then that's cool. Because the media going to have, it's going to be memes. There's going to be people that got something to say or whatever. Man, let's just chop this up like, man, between us. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. Okay, we put it out there to the world, but let's fix it between us. Because it should have started like, let's fix it between us. All right, look, man, I apologize. I was wrong. X, Y, and Z. You made your money off of it. You got a bunch of I got slapped jokes. Everybody asking you. Your tours are sold out. Blah, 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 blah. Dog, okay, look, man, I apologize. Let's pound this up. You know what I'm saying? Now, land the plane. You go your way. I go my way. When we see each other, it's all love. We ain't got to keep talking about the same thing, because the longer they put it in the media face, rather it's an apology or it's Jada doing a statement or whatever, it's always going to go on, and it's going to hinder the fact that your brother Questlove did a beautiful job with that with that documentary that he won the Oscar for, and ain't nobody talking about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it's always going to prevent that. That's always going to stain that man's award. Now, in his mind, and for his credit, he got that award. But, you know what I mean, the platform it need to be talked about, because I saw that thing, and it was beautiful. You know what I mean? Because I love that type of music. And for that thing, for him to bring it out and talk about it in this day and age to people who probably never heard of Gladys Knight and the Pips, who probably never heard of Sly and the Family Stone, who probably never heard of Isaac Hayes and all those people that was in that documentary, you know what I'm saying? For him to bring it out to the forefront of the 21st century and win, that's reminiscent of Isaac Hayes and Shaft. That's reminiscent of 3 6 Mafia when they won for Hustle and Flow. You know what I'm saying? You know, and he just did it again. Then we had another person do it, and it got robbed. So at the end of the day, we don't need no more pub to this. Let them fix that out between them. Let them work that shit out between them. Y'all get on a plane. Y'all go somewhere, have dinner, chop it up, you know, apologize to each other in private, and leave it at that. That's the simple thing to do. I mean, that's the brother to brother thing to do, because the longer you keep it in the eyes of the media, the longer the shit gonna go on.
Exactly right. Someone put in the chat, well, I guess Will Smith's marriage is open to everything but jokes. that's 100%.
You know what I'm
Everything but a
saying?
joke. It's like, you're right, and I agree, you're 100%. So again, that's what I want to see. And if there were, I did catch a little bit what Questlove was saying, and just the whole fact that he said, "Yeah, during pandemic, I was bored and put this together." What that alone, like, you've been trying to get an Oscar for what since you're 16, you're 50. All the movies, all them billions you done made, and you ain't never got an Oscar. I was bored, put something together. I got, because you know what I'm saying. That's wild. And somebody said, how many black people were at the Oscars this year? We've been banging the drum trying to get in there. They leave us out, nominate us, and then, oh, you didn't get it. And everybody knows it was better. And here we go. And they go next. Well, why do we bring him in the first place?
Exactly. Here we go. We let him in. Look what happened.
Right. And then now everybody,
you know what
I'm
saying?
For the BET Awards. Right.
Exactly. Back to the BET Awards. Soon as we start serving chicken at the Oscars, look what happened. You know what I'm saying? Look what happened. Now we ain't gonna have no more fried chicken here. See what I'm saying?
No more fried chicken, right?
No more fried chicken. No more fried chicken and Hennessy for you guys. No more. Not at the Oscars. Go to the BET Awards with that.
Right.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Exactly. I mean, it's just what happened, man. It's always the case. It's always the case, man. Always the case. Always the case.
But as what Real Kings would do, we take this opportunity to teach a life lesson, and it is part of the platform. I normally, like I said, talk about stuff. I rarely get into the mix of conversation or whatever, but this is some life lesson stuff. This is some King stuff, and it's important that we hear the conversation, different viewpoints of it. And again, when it does happen, it's not about how you fall down. It's about how you get up and how many times you get up. How is the repair? What are you going to do about it now? Because, like you said, it's with you. It's out on Twitter. It's here forever. But what I'm going to say about you next, and what I'm going to say about us next, when we make our mistakes, which we will, and we make some big ones, which I have, try to recover from those things and keep it moving and maintain your kingness and not slip off, become less than where you're supposed to be or what you were created to be. You got to get out here and make it work. So anyway, man, it's been a pleasure to have you on. Before we get out there, any last thoughts, any words of motivation you want to leave with the people? I call this my King's Decree. This is what you say to somebody. You want to give somebody some information from a king. What are you saying to the people before we get off the show?
Man, hey, look, I encourage people to be 100% true to yourself, man. That's the most important thing that I can say. Again, at the end of the day, from business to personal lives or whatever, you can only be you. I hear a lot of people always, oh, my name, my this, my that. Look, let me tell you something. As I look at it like, if you got business structure, stick with it. You can't go to Burger King and ask them to make you a Big Mac. So don't try to be something you're not. Stay in your lane. You know what I'm saying? As simple as that. Stay in your lane. A lot of people don't know how to do that, which causes them to put on airs. They be fronting. The same thing you said. You know what I'm saying? It look good on the outside, but the inside is not genuine. It ain't them. So I guess I say all that to say, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and whoever you are, whatever you do, stay who you are. Stay true to yourself, man. Stick to your guns, and if you only like drinking Kool-Aid, keep drinking Kool-Aid. If you a champagne, if you a Cristal type dude, drink Cristal. Don't do it just because you see Jay-Z doing it. Do it because you like it. Do it because it fits you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just me. That's me 100%.
Man, King, so glad to have you on. Appreciate you coming on King Conversation and sharing with us. I'm looking forward to the partnership again. OTB Lifestyle is now working with you and selling tickets out here. Y'all go to the page, like it, follow it, watch the post. We got still a lot of stuff coming down the road, and I'm excited about it, the growth, the partnership, and I cannot wait to come to the events in the community that you're hosting so I can contribute and support as well. So when we need me to show up, hit me up, and OTB will be in the house.
If you mind, I might say this. You know what I'm saying? We got some things that we do as far as like coming up. Like right now, we got a community day event that we're doing. We want to take as many people, families, children, church organizations. We want to do the Washington Nationals baseball game. We also got the Black Fathers barbecue that we do. For every Black father, I don't care where you live at. If you can get to DC, come on down. You know what I'm saying? We got something free for you. We want to celebrate Father of the Year. Even if you don't live in the DMV area and you want to nominate a Father of the Year, hey, look, man, you win it. We're going to give you some tickets to something in your city, a gift card, the whole nine. We want to support everything that got everything to do with uplifting the community. Mother's Day, Father's Day, you know what I'm saying? High school graduations, the whole nine, man. I mean, please get with us. And also, speaking of Questlove, please join Less is More events on our trip to the Roots Picnic, June 5th. We going to the Roots Picnic. Contact us. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get on our shuttle bus up there, we're gonna be doing a Friday night party. We got the tickets to the event, the whole nine, man. Lodging, we got the hotels, the everything. Just get in contact with us. We got you.
You got the tag team in the back. Don't forget this last line. Don't forget this last line.
If it wasn't for him, I'd be lost.
I know that's right. That's right. That's what's like. You do your thing, man. You do your thing. No, that's what's up. And again, OTB is going to ride along and tag along and do what we do for the magazine and support you like you're supporting us and what we're doing over here because that's what kings do. So
exactly.
I appreciate you, Kenny.
Thank you, and thank y'all for your time, man. Appreciate it.
All right, everybody. That was amazing. Love that conversation. It was just dope about a lot of stuff that's going on. We get to see people's hearts. You get to see King doing his stuff and doing real King stuff. This brother has a deeper story to tell, and I heard most of it. And hopefully, throughout the course of interacting in the magazine, we'll get more of it. And I know he's got a couple of speaking events coming up. I'm working him on that so he can give the best message to the people, not to change who he is as a person, because you got who he was, but to make sure that he's doing the best that he could possibly do out in this community. So anyway, my King's decree is simply this. With all that just happened in last week, as hurt as my heart was for one king to see another black man just destroy another black man or attempt to destroy another black man on stage, hurt my whole heart, hurt my whole soul. And it took us off message. It took us off point. It's another distraction of what we need to be doing. What encourages me is that's just a small microcosm of what we do that is positive. There's a whole lot of good stuff that went on that night. There's a whole lot of good stuff that went on around the world, around the city where you live, where black men were doing exactly what they need to be doing when they need to be doing it. Yes, they're protecting. Yes, they're stepping in the gap. Yes, they're going to take care and handle business, chin check who need to chin check when it's necessary to do. But we want to make sure that we're modeling ourselves in front of our kids. We don't give people any more extra ammunition that we need to do. Handle your business, correct your mistakes, own your stuff. Make the steps to do what's right and what's necessary, right? Make the decision. Be willing to do the thing, the hard thing. The hard thing to do that night was sit in that chair and not get up. That was the hard thing. The easy thing to do was get up there and clown. That was easy. So make sure we're doing the right thing and be willing to do whatever, because we have a lot of good stuff that's going on. We now have to continue to do that. It doesn't define us as a people. As a matter of fact, it doesn't define Chris nor Will. It doesn't define them. What they do next will help solidify who they are. They don't do anything, then that's what we know about them. But I trust and believe that they're going to do the right thing and make a bad situation better. Everybody say better. Anyway, that's it for me. That's all I got for tonight. Remember this, as always, you can reach your dreams with a step ladder, then they're probably too low. I'm out.